Hello. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe for more great videos like this. Today I will talk about some of YouTube's problems, starting with number 1. YouTube raised the threshold for YouTube Live on mobile, iOS, and Android. I have iOS, no offense. To be able to live stream on mobile, your channel needs to have at least 1,000 subscribers. At that time I had 801, and I was streaming, so I couldn't stream no more, and the stream shut off. I was just about to grow, I was going to my peak, and then my channel basically got killed. And I'm not the only one who got affected, so I did some extensive research. So, okay.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
So, as you see, lots of other people couldn't stream, and this was going around, and people didn't like it. Let's see what they gotta say. Or not. Wait, so why does it show that I have Wi-Fi up here?
Bruh.
Okay, so of course it says learn more, and let me tell you something, YouTube. You don't let us learn. The only person that needs to learn is you. You need to learn. Why not? Let's learn more. YouTube recently raised the threshold for YouTube Live with a mobile device. To be able to live stream on mobile, your channel needs to have, you guessed it, the magic number, 1,000 subscribers. That's basically the same thing. We didn't really learn anything except for note that this threshold does not apply to other live streaming tools. Creators who have less than 1,000 subscribers will still be able to stream through desktop and webcam. That's just complete discrimination, if not bullying. What's wrong with mobile? It's basically the same thing as desktop with a few hundred thousands or millions differences. So I know there's all these, differences, and desktop might be better, and it converts better, but according to Google, 64% of smartphone shoppers turn to mobile to search for ideas and what to buy before heading to the stores. That's huge, especially with how much smartphone users there are and mobile users there are. As creators, we need to stand up for what we know is right and not let the bigger companies boss us around and bully us. Now, personally, I don't have anything against desktop. They have great opportunities and great games like Minecraft, Assassin's Creed, and PUBG, etc. But out of all the people in the world, imagine the thousands, if not millions or hundreds of millions, that are affected by this. What are the requirements for YouTube Live even? Confirm that your channel is verified and that you have no live stream restrictions in the last 90 days. Check, and just to make sure, check. There's something wrong with YouTube. So I went to Google, YouTube's parenting company, and asked how many subscribers do you need to live stream if you have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so you can go live on YouTube. That doesn't make sense, but YouTube launched mobile live streaming in February to users who had more than 10,000 subscribers. Then why could I stream then? Now the company is lowering its subscriber requirement to 1,000. That's like asking a smaller strawberry to grow into a bigger strawberry. That's hard and like impossible. That's like asking also this piece of watermelon to grow into a full-sized real watermelon. And I've noticed that some people could stream and other people specifically can't.
Am I able to stream on mobile YouTube? Yeah. That's look at my videos, Black Ops Zombies Mobile, that's on my phone. This is on PlayStation 4 though. Of course I'm able to do it on my phone.
So why? Why did YouTube do this? I searched up some videos and chose 3 of them. And the audio won't be working, so I'll have to do voiceover. For some reason, it doesn't let me record them. But the videos will be down in the description. So the first one we have is Eric, a Lions fan. So he says, so I'm going to start to try to say, when I tried to look for some documentation on here to try to find why YouTube or Google implemented this 1K subscriber mark threshold before you can do a YouTube live. In church, there's not really much other. The only real article that I found was, goodness, I bet it was probably good 3 or 4 weeks ago that I found the content on here. Was I talked about back in 2017. By this point in 2017, to where they were thinking about implementing this, they really hadn't kind of got all the issues kind of worked out with putting this in place here, but they were thinking about restricting the YouTube live on here, and that's pretty much really all I read about the article. I didn't go and tell more. I don't really remember what it actually said. I don't even remember how I got there in the first place, but trying to find any type of content or documentation on why they put it in place and what prompted them to do it. It is still nowhere to be found on Google's or YouTube's kind of website, whether it's in the FAQ and the terms of service. I can't find there. Either if you guys found it, put it down in the comments, please, and I will probably do a follow-up video on this. But so at this point right now, I can't find any documentation on kind of why they done it. I can suspect why they did it. The murders that happened over in New Zealand a couple of years ago, there was a person that did it on Facebook Live, and I actually think they both on Facebook Live. It's kind of what I read on the BBC article that had for the New Zealand attacks was people went on, they had a Facebook account and they went on Facebook Live, and then boom, they recorded the whole thing on there, and eventually got taken down. I think both got taken down off Facebook's account website. But I think that pretty much prompted why YouTube went ahead and put the restriction for 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be harder to get subscribers. It's going to be hard to get your view count up. And that could deter YouTube. That could deter people just going from each maybe. Well, like I could just go on Twitter or doing on Facebook Live or Twitch, But I think YouTube is the biggest community. Obviously, they have Google behind them to do that. But it may impact people that kind of want to go on YouTube to try to, to try to get themselves out there. What you guys all know, the content that you guys take out here is actually going to bring up how well you do on YouTube, whether people are going to subscribe to your channel or they're going to view your channel, whether people can even view your live content. But I understand why YouTube did it. I just don't see any documentation out there to support their claim of why they're doing a 1K subscriber threshold before you can do a YouTube live. I cannot find anything on there. The next person is Doug Houston YT. So what does it mean that? Well, it's speculated that this is in response to what happened in Christchurch last month in regards to the guy who was live streaming his rampage through some of those Muslims temples and taking out people. It's not, and he was live streaming, and I'm sure what platform here was live streaming to, I believe it was Facebook, but in some light that the governments are really cracking down on platforms on being too easily live streams that some of these violent graphic content, so at least that mitigates somebody just sort of opening an account, just going for it. So I'm showing some sort of illegal violence or something like that. Don't want the broadcast. Governments don't want that because of the violent nature of what was. So that's the speculation on why. So it helps you to be able to mitigate that to a certain extent. Obviously, they'll have other tools in place, but you have to imagine that YouTube will be doing other things in the back end. So this is just a sort of, this is like a quick interim measure, I would say, to help YouTube, I should say, to mitigate bad actors jump on live streaming. It is so easy to do it. The third person is Xander Round. He says, I woken up to the news today that YouTube are stopping channels with less than 1K subscribers from streaming on mobile devices. I just the words fail me. In all honesty, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm disappointed, etc. I'm demoralized. I've got so many emotions, and we all do. And yeah, I just absolutely cannot believe that YouTube would take a step like this to stop small creators, people that are trying to build a community, people that are trying to build a channel, or on live streaming, or at least channels that have part of live streaming, and so that they could take this off. Some people are trying to build channels, people are trying to make a foot, and that place for the self and YouTube have just made things 1,000,000 times harder and more difficult for those people that have smaller channels. Can YouTube actually do this, and do they have the right? So I contacted some support, since YouTube couldn't give me any. Unfortunately, YouTube is a private institution, so it's basically my house, my rules. With them, all we can really do as creators is to band together and let them know how we feel about these changes. Remember, the apocalypse is also their doing. They made policy changes, and it cost thousands of creators a lot of money. As Tim puts it, does YouTube really think that if a person has a sub count over 1K, that person may not be mentally unbalanced enough to still livestream acts of social violence? I think it is very valid to state that there are YT vloggers out there with well over 1,000 subscribers who are likely to watch the livestream extremist content. Yes, there are radicals with less than the magic 1,000 mark, but there are way more non-radicals out there who will be very negatively affected by this change of YT rules. It is unfair, and it will stop the dialogue that currently exists, not only between creators and viewers, but also between the viewers themselves, which currently allows a bond or friendship between all concerned. It is potentially stopping people with the same interests from all over the world to come together to bond, learn, laugh, cry, or just to share their feelings and communicate, which after some consideration is exactly what the Rothschilds of this world don't want, as it upsets their New World Order, as the French Yellow Jacket protests have been doing a lot lately. Food for thought, sadly. According to their introduction to live streaming, YouTube Live is an easy way to reach your audience in real time. Well, not ever since you raised the threshold. Our tools will help you manage your stream and interact with your viewers in real time. Not ever since you raised the threshold. These options are great for beginners or if you want to quickly live. Not ever since you raised the threshold. Note, to be able to live stream on mobile, you will need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. All content and live streams must adhere to our community guidelines and terms of service, which most of them do. Okay, this is where it gets a little edgy. YouTube also reserves the right to restrict the creator's ability to live stream at its discretion. Discretion means the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offensive or revealing private information, which Facebook and Google Plus are great at not doing. It also means the freedom to decide what should be done in a particular situation. It is better to avoid a dangerous situation than to confront it. So can they do that? Well, they just did. But I don't think it was necessary. There's no documentation supporting it. YouTube, you have great opportunities, but don't go too far. Also, I don't know how killing thousands of channels is fair and gonna help. Let's help each other grow. Well, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're coming, talking about if we could sue YouTube, views disappearing, subscribers dropping, how to go on YouTube, and more. Click the video on the right to see my latest video. Click the video on the left to see a random video. And I'll see you next time.